So I'm here with Donald at the Startup Canada Town Hall in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and I just wanted to first ask you, what makes you passionate about entrepreneurship and supporting entrepreneurs?
Well, we've seen our community be decimated by the loss of many jobs over the years, 20,000 in the industrial sector, over 20,000, and over 45,000 people have left. So the brains that are here and the intellect that we have that we want to keep on this island, we need to find a way to incubate that and bring it forward with their ideas, with the venture capital, to make it a positive step forward for the community going forward.
Absolutely. And what I'm wondering about then, in terms of this local community, do you think that it has like a really talented base of entrepreneurs? We've seen many people today. We've seen some fresh ideas. Do you think that maybe this area punches a bit above its weight with respect to entrepreneurship?
I think it does currently, but there's definitely a capacity that can be tapped into, both to draw from away and for the people both on the immigration side that are currently here. There's over 1,000 attending this academic institution as we speak. And there's venture capital in those other countries where a lot of those people come from. They need to get married up with the academia, with the community, to take those ideas to the next level, to create like the United Nations Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantees three prerequisites of food, shelter, and clothing. And we can add a component to that to give people the tools in their community of venture capital attached to innovative ideas to make their communities on a micro level and a macro level, smaller and bigger, to make it work in the overall, to get our communities out of the funk that they've been stuck in for too long. And that'll give us a better model as an example for community economic development going forward.
Yeah, and I really like that concept. It's almost like an entrepreneurial charter of rights that everybody has a right to. And one of the things I want to ask you then on that issue, exactly. One of the things raised yesterday was that sometimes for entrepreneurs who have particular physical challenges or disabilities, it's very tough for them to get to plan for an entrepreneurial future when there's nothing to offset some of the crazy healthcare costs they might be facing. So maybe we don't let them choose to become entrepreneurs. I want to go to the more general level though. Do you think everybody has a right to be an entrepreneur and we need to make sure that that can happen?
It's not for everybody. You have to have a bit of a psycho, crazy mentality, but if you have a good, crazy component and you've brought some focus and you've got some mentoring and some structure and some base, you've got to have all these, but other people have other strengths that can add to that entrepreneurial base to do the task that, for instance, I might not be, I might have all the answers, for instance, but I don't have all the ways of driving that particular project. You have to learn how to delegate responsibility to people. You have to say, okay, this is, and know in a team building exercise what those individual strengths are. If that person's handicapped to the point of being, for instance, in a wheelchair. But what are their strengths? What do they bring to the table? And so there's nobody excluded, nobody left out. They may not be the ultimate entrepreneur, but they do have a mind and they do have ideas. And team building exercises for success, those people will help to contribute to a greater common community goal of self-sufficiency and a better life for everybody living here.
Absolutely. So entrepreneurs are the ones that can tie in all the skill sets to an entrepreneurial venture and get everybody engaged. Yeah.
Basically, they're good or bad, whether it's a curse or a blessing. I've heard all of that. I've been doing my project for over 11 years, and I've had at least in my head that they say there's like the gerbil on the treadmill that goes constantly. I've got at least 5, 10 other ideas. But I don't always have that right team of people that are around you consistently to give you an end result that's going to say yes or no, this could work. What's the screen for the community? What's the issue here that we can really address in a small way to move to a medium level and then maybe take on a larger project as you grow in small steps. And I always remember as a footnote to that, many other businesses that are successes, I do remember one in Saskatchewan. I won't get name specific, but they were supported in the science industry for 31 years on the public purse, we'll say. And they finally came off in 2010 and 2011. Actually, I'll say it because it's a public company today, out of the private domain, POS Biosciences, for instance, and they're in Nova Scotia looking and drumming up business of their own today. So they've spread out across the country. So that idea, was incubated by the government of Saskatchewan, where there's a lot of venture capital, where there's a lot of great ideas also, and now they're looking to branch out with those kinds of ideas. And those kinds of successes can happen here if we give the same innovative venture capital attached support to that, and know that you're going to have successes and failures and ways to measure it. But there's many ways to look at it, and yes, they can succeed with a hand up and not a handout.
Absolutely. I know. I really agree with that. So the last question I'd like to ask you then, if you could give any kind of a parting message of inspiration to young entrepreneurs or people who are even older and thinking about taking on entrepreneurship, what would that be?
If a door closes, a window opens. I don't look, you can't, you've heard the same analogy where about a glass half full versus a glass half empty, okay? You got to look at it, you got to take the positive. I mean, you're going to get the good with the bad. And it's all about balance at the end of the day. But you still need to find a way to look to the light, because there is a light at the end of that tunnel. And I think that'll give a positive outcome and a conclusion to everybody's day in the big picture.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Donald, for taking the time to chat with us, and appreciate your contributions to the town hall. Hope you found it valuable.
It's my pleasure, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you.